Ed Sheeran, Best British Male. I mean, it almost sounds like you're announcing it, right? I mean, it may as well be the case to some degree. I mean, the last 12 months for Ed Sheeran have just been incredibly successful. I remember having a conversation with someone about 2 years ago and saying, how does it get bigger for Ed? And it did. You know, he made this really tasteful and deliberate transition into pop music with Shape of You, crushed all stats, and didn't alienate any of the fans who love him with an acoustic guitar in his hand performing on his own. So that's a real feat. And he said to me in an interview at the start of the campaign for Divide, you know, this is going to be my year, and it has been. So this would be a nice way to cap it off. But Stormzy's in his way. For Liam Gallagher to be nominated at the Brits Best British Male, given his checkered past with the event ceremony, I'm sure is not without a dose of irony. You know, is he going to show up? If he wins, what's he going to say? Man, if I was an organizer at the Brits and I could have some kind of sway in who's going to win or not win, which of course would be very against the grain of what a prize giving is, then I'd be almost angling for Liam to get it just because, you know, he's going to go on stage. Although he may not, you know, new Liam, 2018 Liam is you know, he runs long distance and doesn't drink as much. And, you know, I think Liam Gallagher appreciates the opportunity that he has to step on stage and play these songs, new and old. And I think as you move forward in a certain part of your life, especially when it's gone and you get it back, as Joni Mitchell said, you know, don't always seem to go. So I think he appreciates this, and I'm sure this is all part of it. Seeing Lowe O'Connor in a lineup for Best British Male is just a win in itself for me. You know, I think he makes really tasteful, very brilliant rap music. I think it goes beyond genre. I think it's a very sort of you know, internal experience for him, but he shares it with us and we take something from it. He's one of my favorite discoveries of the last 18 months, and so I'm thrilled to see Lowe O'Connor in a list of nominees alongside the likes of Ed Sheeran, Stormzy, Liam Gallagher, and such. Anybody who first heard Rag and Bone Man, either with his hip-hop crew in Brighton or singing acoustically on YouTube videos on the seaside down the coast, knew immediately that this guy was going to be one of the most compelling voices in not just British music, but music full stop. I mean, when you're blessed with that kind of voice, all you got to do is tell the truth and make it rhyme, right? As John Lennon said. And so I think that's what he's done. I think he's made a really accomplished debut album, and the international success that he's achieved off that record is reflected homegrown this time as well. Nominated for Best British Male, deservedly so. So Best British Male this year at the Brit Awards is a brilliant category, really diverse, you know, some amazing talent, some unexpected surprises in there, which are always welcome. But it comes down to two good friends, two worlds collide, rival nations. Ed Sheeran, you know, arguably the world's biggest male solo superstar right now in music. Stormzy, the breakout superstar in UK music in the last 12 to 18 months. Two great records, two very different sounding albums. It's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out. For me personally, Stormzy made, you know, a near flawless debut record, you know, hard in all the places we wanted him to be hard, you know, a nod to where he first came from and the sounds that he's recognized for, but also taking big, bold, creative and personal steps, you know, some really deep, amazing cornerstones on that album. I think really from start to finish, it's very hard to front on Stormzy. That album is special. So him being nominated for Best British Male is a given. And I actually think that, I don't want to call it, but you may walk away with it. Dua Lipa, the UK's predominant female pop superstar story of the last 2 years, and what an amazing journey of hard work and dedication and great pop songwriting this has been. This certainly didn't land on Dua Lipa's lap. You know, she put in the work. She has been constantly writing, recording, producing, touring, getting out there, you know, being charming, which you have to be, making sure people remember who she is. And then it all just met at this right moment. New Rules came out. And that, to me, was the pop song of last year. I think, honestly, like, I love Shape of You and all the other big conquering pop songs, but that's one of the most tasteful pop songs since Toxic by Britney Spears. So no mistake that that went on to be a huge, huge hit internationally. And I think also that the way it's working out for Dua Lipa now on the world stage for 2018, that to walk away with this award would be a great Kickstarter for her internationally. So I think she's got a real shot. So we're also thrilled to see Jessie Ware nominated for a Brit for Best British Female. You know, album number 3, just like 2 and 1, just an amazing start to finish experience. People talk about playlists versus albums. Really comes down to whatever the artist wants to make. It's entirely open creative now for any artist to make a playlist, a project, an EP, an album, a song. It doesn't really matter as long as it's great. But Jessie Ware, to me, it feels like she takes her time to make albums. She needs that complete thought, that ability to be able to say something that is inside and share it with us. And she does so in a way that I never feel is overly confessional to the point where I feel uncomfortable. I never feel like I'm experiencing what she's saying creatively in a vicarious way that makes me feel icky. It's just so deep and brilliant and you can apply it from a fan's point of view. She's one of the best voices in British music, an incredible songwriter, generous collaborator, and I'm so glad to see her on this list. It's always such a sort of moment of relief when you see an artist like Laura Marling return to the Brit Awards, having already won one, which got a lot of people talking like, who's Laura Marling? Great. She's brilliant. Go listen to her music. She's been nominated multiple times since then and now returned to this category. You realize that, you know, the level of songwriting that she is able to deliver, the way that she puts words and music and just the tone of her voice, she's one of the most talented songwriters in the world. So is she one of the best British female artists of the year? No question.